Hello to all the geek enthusiasts and nerd aficionados. Mess5150 here for MaliceCast Live, Season 2, Episode 16. 16? Yes, 16. International Tabletop Day is tomorrow, but however, we won't be on tomorrow, so we're going to be celebrating it today by trying to play some games. This is going to be a very interesting thing to do because I'm in California, another of us is in California, another of us is in Idaho, and one of us is in Maryland, I believe it is. I don't know. Not 100% sure on that. But either way, we're spread out across the country, which makes playing tabletop extremely hard. So we're going to try some stuff out. We have some games that require cards and debating and stuff, and I think that's the ones that are going to go along best with it, but we'll see what happens here. Hopefully those in the chat room can make fun of us and have fun, or create the second show that always happens in the chat room. There's always something else going on in that chat room. That's why you should be here live to watch all this stuff, because then you can actually interact with what's going on in the chat room. As always, this cast is brought to you by malice-corp.com. That is the website where all these great geeks and nerds that you see on our podcast go to write and talk about things in the vein of all things nerd. But let's talk about who's on cast with me tonight. As always, it's me, Mess5150. Also with me, my co-host for tonight is Mr. Beacon. Hello, sir.
What?
I said hello, sir.
You said loser. I was like, dude, we haven't even started playing games yet.
Polyfuse making fun of us is no new thing, so that's super easy for them to do.
Golly.
I
just got here.
Help us, Polyfuse. Help.
We also have our female persuasion, that's Jack's favorite thing for me to say. Super Hoovian Freak on cast. Hello, Super.
Hey, what's going on?
What was that?
I don't even know.
What is
That's the white girl. That's
Super
the white girl West Side from California.
Super glue. You couldn't get your fingers apart to give a peace sign. Oh,
well, y'all can't see my pinky, but I have my pinky in there too. So it was trying to do like the West Side from the West Coast. It didn't work. It's all good.
It looked like something so worse, and we're not going to discuss it.
Yeah.
The chat channel will.
Don't you wish you were as cool and dignified as us?
We got a little bit of backup.
I know I do.
And also we have Igor joining us tonight. Hello, Igor.
Good evening.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no. I'm sorry. I meant to say East Coast.
Okay, so we always start the cast out with what we've been geeking out on. So let's start out that, since before we get into this this terribleness that'll be trying to play games and seeing if it fails horribly. Beacon, what you been geeking out on lately?
Movies. If you were watching the Twitch channel prior to this cast, you saw episodes 5 and 5.5 of Quest for 100, podcast that the Big Papa Matt and I do. We literally just recorded episode 6 prior to starting this cast. I went from one hangout to another, so going back to back on some podcasts. I've seen a bunch of movies, bunch of great movies. I still have the greatest movie of the month of April to see, of course, Infinity War. So I'm going to see that tomorrow morning. But instead, I'm here talking to you guys, and Polyfuse just confirmed that Infinity War is indeed awesome. Not just awesome, it's effing awesome.
It is fantastic. I had a major gripe with it, and I'm not going to talk spoilers, so we won't be talking about that. But me and Big Papa Matt, after watching it last night at midnight, got on the phone with each other, and we're just like, rebel.
Well, look forward to the next episode of Quest. I believe we're going to snag you and make you join us to have a little Infinity War spoiler cast. So I got a few things to say. You know what really grinds my gears?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, it was a fantastic movie. It is definitely a must see. It is very, very much worth seeing. I just had one thing that
The other thing I started geeking out on, but I'll be honest, like I need to go back and rewatch is Westworld season 2. Started.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to watch it yet. I completely forgot about it because I was so enthralled into Infinity War.
I watched it, but I was really tired when it premiered, and so I need to go back and watch it fully again to really appreciate what was happening. So I mean, I followed the plot of what happened in the episode, but I need to go back and catch all the little stuff. So
nice.
But I am super excited for it, obviously.
Awesome. What about you, Super? What have you been geeking out on? And in the chat room, you can let us know what you guys have been geeking out on as well.
Yeah, I've been mostly catching up on TV shows. I caught up on all the CW stuff from The Flash and Arrow, and I agree, Arrow has just, this season did not live up to expectations. Flash broke my heart with the last episode. I saw it coming, and it wasn't surprised, but I'm not going to spoil what happened, but I was hoping that they were going to go a different route, and they didn't, so I'm intrigued to see what they do with it to finish it out. And then, Supergirl had some karaoke, so I always love a good karaoke, and it was good times. Good times.
I'm sorry, there's one good show on CW right now, and that's iZombie.
Oh yeah, iZombie was fantastic. iZombie.
The rest of it is
Supernatural was great too. But I talked about Supernatural.
What's going on right now?
I meant
right now, airing right now.
Yeah.
If you're gonna watch CW, you gotta watch iZombie, in my opinion.
You gotta watch iZombie.
You're right. Flash has just been
up and down this season. Some
such a good season last season, and then to come into this one, it's such a disappointment. And Arrow is just garbage right now.
Down there.
I would say like it's starting to get better, but we're almost at the end of the season. It's like
I know
what they were doing now. 5-6 episodes ago, how great
exactly. Yeah, and I'm glad that they're finishing off strong, because that gives me hope that they'll run into season 7 with some steam, because it's got to get better. I don't think it can get worse than this.
Either that or it's coming to an end, because
you never know. But Flash gives me hope, because I think they can end it strong. I'm hoping that they'll end it strong. iZombie, keep going with what you're doing. You're doing some really good things. And the Legends, I gotta admit, the Legends finale made me laugh my ass off. It was absolutely hilarious to see a huge demigod do battle with basically a giant talking Furby. Absolutely hilarious.
Nice. That sounds very interesting, to say the least, and having not watched it. Igor,
superheroes.
Igor, what you been geeking out on?
Well, actually, speaking of God bless superheroes, if you're in the right corner of Twitter, the comic bookiverse is, right up until a certain movie opened up, the comic bookiverse was ablaze with Tom King and Mitch Gerads' Mr. Miracle. And if you're very familiar with your Jack Kirby work, you know who that is. And if you're not, well, picture a god of escape being given his ultimate challenge by the guy who's currently writing Batman.
Oh.
And by an equally delightfully morbid and very congenially chatty fellow doing the artwork and making Mr. Miracle into a bit of a fashion plate for DC Comics. You'll see what I mean if you take a look.
Yeah.
But I also took in a movie or two recently, like A Quiet Place.
Oh,
was amazing.
Yes.
If you can see it in theaters, do, because it's so very much about the visuals and the sound effects. There's like 6 lines of dialogue in there. And I know at least one half of our Quest for 100 podcast will quite agree with me here, if the other two haven't seen it yet, where I had the most amazing crowd ever, because the commercials are running chatty chat. The trailers are running chat. The movie starts. The loudest thing for the next 2 hours and change was the chairs.
Yeah.
Man, I wish
It was
Oh yeah, you had that terrible experience with it. So,
Yeah,
which I'm assuming you talked about on this current episode.
I did.
Oh.
I may have shamed everybody that was in that theater, so I hope some of them watch. So that but I'm glad you had a good experience with it, Igor, because that movie, like sound and the lack of sound, plays such an important role. And it's not just because the name of the movie is Quiet Place, of course, but it's just essential for putting you kind of in the mood and in the feeling of the actual movie itself. It plays a huge role in focusing your attention on the cinematography and on every little sound that's happening. And it's just such a fantastic movie that I need to go back and see. I actually have a drive-in theater here. Believe it or not, those things still exist.
I have one down
So I
the
was
street.
thinking about going and doing that so I can just be in my car with the, not hearing anybody else and just turn the audio up. And
Oh, it's even better that you and or Matt, I know, must have noticed. Although I get this distinct feeling if anybody in the peanut gallery's seen it. I don't know why I'm looking down at the chat like I can see them right here. That's my
Paulie
keyboard and
saw
my
it, said it was
knees.
good.
But yeah, I have a feeling, Polly, this is the kind of thing you would have noticed too. But if you watch carefully in the background, you catch up on extra story elements that are never said.
yes,
You pick up on a little bit of extra detail on what exactly is going on.
yeah, but I think, like I was saying though, I think that the lack of noise makes you more observant with your other senses. You're obviously trying to look for what's actually happening, but
I hope that's true, because otherwise that would just mean I'm a gigantic nerd.
well, you are a
It's okay. We all are.
shout out to the chat channel where Paulie said he's been watching a lot of God of War gameplay on Twitch, which of course God of War has come out here in this last week or so, and it is absolutely amazing. I have it downstairs on the PlayStation downstairs. I haven't got a chance to play too much of it, but it really is fantastic. It looks amazing. It plays amazing. It's got a great story.
I'm
And
just surprised more Stargate fans aren't going nuts for it.
And our own Big Papa Matt has been streaming it on his personal channel. So,
and then Jack's been doing a lot of Blood Bowl. He's
painting. A lot of painting.
Well, he took the week off. No, he's been playing on PlayStation as well.
He's playing. Okay.
Full game. So he's been playing a lot of matches there, and then doing a lot of painting his figures to get ready for the actual tabletop.
He's painting his human team.
Yeah. Well, and you can go down to, if you're in the San Marcos area, you can go down to Battle Mage and you can take your set with you, and you can oftentimes catch a game with somebody, a little bit of some Blood Bowl, or of course Magic the Gathering, or any other game that they're playing down there. It's a great place to get your tabletop gaming on, as well as get a great brew. So if you're in the San Marcos area, make sure you check that out. If we can't talk about tabletop games without mentioning Battle Mage.
Absolutely, yeah. I 100% agree. And along with that, if you're not in the San Marcos area, as always, support your local comic shops, because a lot of tabletop gaming does happen at your comic shops. So definitely go out there, support. There's usually some great guys running the shops that are there, and they're nerds that love talking about all things nerd as well. In fact, one of our favorites is out in Idaho, Turbo Comics. Mr. Max out there, one of the members of our Comics for All cast. So definitely check them out. Look them up on Facebook, or Instagram or Twitter at Turbo Comics ID. Great bunch of guys over there.
Yeah.
Okay, so
did you say what you've been nerding out on?
Yeah, no, because I usually don't. But
there is a ban on one big part of it. There's a public ban on talking about at least one big part of it, right?
What's that?
Thanos demands your silence.
Yes. Yeah, I went and saw Infinity War last night, but my main nerding out was binging all the Marvel movies leading up into it. So got majority of them done. I was still like 3, but the 3 I didn't watch were the ones that most recently came out. It's like Black Panther, that's already been seen multiple times recently by me, as well as Thor Ragnarok that I watched once, but I wasn't super pleased with it anyways. So
here's what I wanted to hear. Like, what I thought you were going to say you were nerding out on is the swag snagger himself has re-snagged old swag.
Oh my god.
That actually was really
I
cool.
wanna-
Seeing some of those walks down
remember,
memory lane.
No,
Did you remember that you had that stuff, or did you not remember it till you saw it and go, "Oh yeah"?
okay. So what they're talking about, I've been sending photos of like I'm spring cleaning my house, and I'm coming across when I spring clean my house, it's like finding hidden treasures because there's stuff that I didn't know that I even got before. So I'm coming across all this stuff, and I'm sending pictures in our personal chat about the stuff that I got. The Firefly one I knew I had, which it's the cast photo signed by pretty much majority of the cast. I think only one of the girls wasn't there, but that was for the Serenity release. So it actually says on the photo, coming out September 25th. So, I knew I had that one. So when I found it again, I had to send a picture of it to you guys just to be like, hey, look, I have an entire cast photo that's signed by the whole cast.
Which was cool.
The one that I thought was really cool was I had this Avengers shirt that I wore to last night's showing that I watched of Infinity War. I bought this shirt at D23 Expo 6 years ago, because it's in every other. Didn't even know I had the shirt anymore. And we're going through these things, and I'm like, this is a really cool shirt. Hey, does it still fit? Oh, it'll fit me. I've never worn it. I'm going to wear it tonight. It's perfect. So coming across a lot of stuff like that and a lot of swag that I haven't gotten before. So maybe there'll be some vlogs that'll come out with some of the things that I found that I didn't know I had. So, but yeah, that's what we're doing at the house. We're getting everything cleared out so that we can find all these hidden treasures that we have probably 14 boxes of Comic-Con stuff.
Crap, dude.
Outside. So, and some of it's just the bags that you get to carry around stuff. But I mean, I came across an Ash figurine that I got for Evil Dead, and I was like, and he's got the streak of white in his hair. And I'm like, oh, forgot I had that.
Old ass kickers. That's what it was. Apologies for my manners, but I was trying desperately to remember his freaking name. It's Christopher Judge as Kratos in the new God of War. Teal'c from
nice.
Stardate SG-1.
Oh, okay.
Is Kratos. That's why I was genuinely surprised that I don't see any Stardate fans going nuts about it, because somehow he sounds more awesome. I don't know how, but he just sounds more awesome.
Yeah. Nice. I still haven't gotten the game yet. I need to. So
I started watching Big Papa Matt's playthrough on the first night, and then I've been watching Jacksepticeye afterwards. Sorry, Matt.
Moving on before we attempt to play a little bit of games. For the last 2 weeks, we have been having a nerd fight running. If you've been voting, awesome. Thank you. If you haven't, then go vote. Mouse-corp.com. The nerd fight is best robot in TV and film. Your choices are R2-D2, Data, Marvin the Robot, Bender, Johnny 5, Tweaky from Buck Rogers, and Mechagodzilla. Currently, R2-D2 is winning the vote by 2 with Data in second. Marvin the Robot is behind. I'm not actually sure. I'm sure Super knows the more legit numbers on.
Yeah, yeah. He's behind by. He's in the.
He doesn't.
He's not close. Let's put it that way.
104
votes.
votes.
Say who's paying attention to him anyway. So
yeah.
Marvin pays attention to himself, and he hates himself for it.
Brain as big as a planet, and you've got me.
Bender's in 4th place. Johnny 5 is in 5th. Tweaky is in 6th, and Mechagodzilla is in 7th.
I'll be honest, I haven't been voting much, but that's also because Bender is great. Whether he wins this or not, he's still the greatest.
I'm still so me and Super have been out on Twitter trying to get people to respond and retweet what's going on, which has created fantastic conversation with our other cast who we don't know who we're talking to, but
probably a bunch of celebrities going, who the hell are these people, and why do they keep tagging us in tweets about robots?
Meanwhile, Beacon, I'm super surprised, never tagged John DiMaggio to go, hey, because that would have been an awesome thing to get, but he just
you have the luck too. You got John Barrowman. You probably could have got this guy.
It's another John.
John Wesley Ship.
It's another John.
Oh, hey, maybe I can
See, you missed your opportunity.
Yeah.
To hit the trifecta.
It's okay. I have chatted with him in Reddit forums before because he's done it multiple times where he's done the like ask me anything.
Oh, nice.
They've done
He seems like that type of guy. So.
Yeah, they did a Futurama one where it was like ask us anything about Futurama, and it had like him and I can't even remember all of them. It had like 3 or 4 of the kind of cast, like Matt Groening was in there and a couple other people, kind of all interacting with fans and answering questions. It was really cool.
Nice. Well, that poll does go through to midnight tonight. It's only a 2-vote difference between Data and R2D2. So if those Trek fans want to get Data over the droid, go vote. If not, Super wins another fight, and we'll never have another fight again because we can't have her winning all of them anymore.
But Mr. DiMaggio, if you're listening, or anybody knows how to talk to him, we've already
Paulie
had
says,
John Barrowman help us crash our site through Arrow and Doctor Who at the same time. So we still need Supernatural to crash our site. We still need Futurama to crash our site.
Yes, we do.
Come on, help us out.
Paulie says he
still
only
standing.
votes when his pick makes the list, or Jack needs votes for his picks.
So this talking about Reddit just reminded me of something. By the way, Reddit is not just for internet research. Okay, it has some legit awesome conversations going on there. And there's actually a subreddit dedicated to Futurama, but it's specifically dedicated to people who fall asleep while watching Futurama. Like legit, like they cannot go to sleep unless they have Futurama on, and that's just like how they go to bed.
Interesting.
And there's like, and it's not just like a group of 500 people. I mean, it's like thousands of people that are attached to this subreddit. Like, who knew?
Are they talking about like the soothing voice of John DiMaggio, or maybe you know what it is? It's the Hypnotoad that's putting him to sleep.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
I love that guy.
We'll go to sleep.
Polyfuse is brainwashing at its best.
Yeah.
Subliminal messaging in advertising. Yeah.
For some reason, I really want to slurm right now. I don't know what it is.
Okay, so we are going to attempt this. Do we want? I don't know if we can do the one that we were thinking about, the werewolf one, dude. I just don't see how it would work.
I really don't know what else we were thinking about because I had to work late and totally did not speed like a mofo on the way home.
Okay, well then we can try
So,
it.
What else were we
I
doing?
have no problem trying it and seeing.
Surprise. I was just going to say, I'll be surprised. Go ahead and surprise me.
No,
I don't know what we were doing.
I'm perfectly fine with this because this is going to be where it gets interesting. Because so we have a game called what is it? One Night Ultimate Werewolf.
Well, I'm guessing this means that the other selections have wandered off the table.
No, I have them here, but since you raced like a bat out of hell to get here, we want to make sure that we give this an attempt. So yeah, well,
just so I could be part of the freaking cast on time.
This is something along the lines where one person is a werewolf and the others are not. And well, I mean, you're kind of leading it, so if you want to explain the game, Igor.
Well, it is a nifty little tabletop game based on a long-time party game, and I do have a sneaking suspicion even start its origins might be back in like Cub Scout camp or Boy Scout camp, one of those type of things, wherein everybody gets roles secretly. All players get roles secretly divvied out, and some of them are able to knock anybody out of the game they want. Somebody can, others can make you think, have the ability to legally lie and say, oh no, I'm someone else. And still others, such as the main role,
the werewolf,
are just there to kill everyone. The One Night Ultimate Werewolf is a version that is 10 minutes and one sitting. Everybody gets their roles dealt out randomly. They will each get to look at them. and then night will fall, during which the werewolves will pick their prey. And everybody else who has other shenanigans they can get up to, get to do it. You get to do theirs, and each other player is literally not allowed to look while they're doing it. So that way you still have to guess who's really who. And you can even have your roll stolen, so you might even literally be guessing who you are. And then after all that, and after everybody's taken their turn there, then it's daytime, and you're allowed to discuss amongst yourselves however you want. Who's the werewolf?
Okay. When do we close our eyes?
What I'm thinking that might work on this, do we want to write down the names of the other people so that way we can...
This.
Yeah, hold up. Who it is? Yeah, that might be the way it works best. And then... What do you think? What do you think, Igor?
Well, like I was saying, I don't know if anybody's got hyper download speeds, but there's even an app where, well, no, I wouldn't be able to do that. I text on a potato.
Yeah, we can just write down the name of whoever we want to do said action to or kill or
that is absolutely fine. No
hold
writing.
It up to the mic. Hold it up to the mic. Make a cough or something.
Hold it up to the camera.
Hold it to the camera. Sorry, make it make a cough to take over the stream, and then just keep going.
Exactly.
All right. Well, then I'm gonna.
Polyfuse has already ended the game though because he said it's the werewolf in the library with the candlestick. So there you go. Game over. All right, so what are we doing?
Clue's a good game.
Well, if we're doing this, then I will get the rolls shuffled, and you will find. And I'll just have you close it.
So.
Oh, no worries. Just let me know when everybody has writing devices ready.
You got what you need, Super? You got a pen and paper, Super?
I've got paper. The pen is not going to happen.
And this is why you come to the cast.
blood?
This is when we
Yeah, I'm gonna just type it on a document.
Just do.
Well, you need to be able to show it to the camera so that Igor can see.
You could just give the glasses sign for me. Okay. Or the
and the beard for
beard for Nest. There you go. There's only 3 of us.
Actually, I think that's a great idea. Let's do it. How does that sound to you, Miss Super?
He's the cat.
Oh,
there is a version where even the announcer could be the killer, but we're not doing that one.
Okay.
I got a screwdriver and batteries, but that ain't gonna help nobody.
No worries. Super.
Gestures that were made earlier.
Right. Super.
Here we go.
No worries.
You ready?
You're good.
Super.
Yeah.
Text me. There you go.
Okay, there you go.
Mm-hmm. All right. I just wanted to go ahead and go with these guys' suggestions of showing it to the camera, so to give the audience at home something more dignified to look at. All right. Well, if everybody's ready,
you tell us what to do.
Well, then, since we need to keep the rolls a secret, I'm just going to go left to right because that's totally creative. Good, Mr. Director. Good, Miss Super. Shut your eyes.
Okay.
Peek on, not you.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm looking. Don't peek.
We should talk.
Eyes still closed. Pete's got to talk, though.
Yeah, Pete's got to talk.
I feel like I'm back in high school playing Heads Up, 7-Up on a rainy day.
Igor's got to talk so that he can take over the camera.
Beacon, this is Beacon, everybody.
Okay.
Beacon, you see that?
Yep, I do see it.
Now, everybody has an important role to play, which I will be stating outright.
Can we look yet?
All right, go ahead and, yeah.
No. And
No.
just remember the name of your role.
Got it.
Because then you'll know who I'm talking to you. Okay?
Yep, I'm good.
All right, cool. All right. B, no lookies.
Yep, I'm not.
All right.
Do I?
Mr. Director Man. Remember, Super, I'm just going left to right.
Okay.
Oh, wait. My left. Sorry.
My eyes
Mr.
are
Director
closed
Man.
now, so I don't
Yeah,
know
your
which
eyes are
one
still
he's
closed.
right.
My eyes is opened. I have seen the light. What's going on?
This is right side up. This is you.
Okay.
So just remember. Damn it. I think my lighting went weird. Can you see that? Because I actually can't. There we go.
I see it. I see it.
Okay, cool. Just remember, when I call that, that's you. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Miss Super. Everybody else, no lookies.
Okay.
This one. Remember.
Yeah.
Remember the name. Because when I call that roll, that'll be you.
Okay.
All right. Now then, though, there are 3 other cards that are going into the draw pile, which of course I'll be drawing for you, if you're somebody who can do that.
Ooh.
Now keep in mind, don't go and watch the stream because we are on a bit of a delay, so we don't want to give away
Yeah,
what's good.
I'm just looking at the chat channel. Well, not even right now. I'm not looking at anything.
All right. Now, again, this is abbreviated. So the goal is just to figure out who's who. And if they don't figure out, and any werewolves, they don't figure you out, you win. All right, so everyone, close your eyes.
I'm sorry, I look at the chat and Jack Malice said she doesn't have a pin, but she has a screwdriver and batteries?
It can't do wood. All right, werewolves, open your eyes. All right, look for other werewolves. And yes, that means do screen looking at this point. That's fine. All right, got it? All right, cool. I was about to say yes, you may nod or shake your head. All right, shut your eyes.
D6.
All right, Seer, please open your eyes. All right, you may now look at another player's card or two of the cards in the draw pile. So of course you'll need to write either a person's name or draw pile. All right, so you close your eyes. Robber, open your eyes. I almost put you away. I apologize. All right. Now, you get some interesting shiz, my friend. You get to choose either of your cohorts here. Steal their card and leave yours with them. You then get to look and see who you are now. Now, like I said, you can do that. So I'm taking that as the commitment. We're committing. All right. So that's who you are now. All right. Robert, close your eyes. Everyone, wake up.
Oh,
Because I now have a...
as well as the people that are listening, wake up now because of all the dead air.
You now have 5 minutes to decide who the werewolf is.
That's funny.
Hey, folks at home,
Baku. There's some real
play along.
witch stuff going on with every size.
That's so
What do you
funny.
say?
I am so scared.
Dude, I have some funny Blair Witch stories,
Hey,
man.
this was his suggestion as well to play. So
It was.
Is this why
I got my brother while Pete figures out, or Igor figures out. I got my brother so good when he
Oh,
came
your
home
clock's
from
running.
Blair Witch.
Your clock's running. I'm with you guys are figuring it out.
Yeah, I already
I'm-
have my idea of who it is. So,
But you may talk about it in any way you wish, so go right ahead and
Yeah.
talk about it in any way you
okay,
wish.
so
But clock's ticking. I have a timer set.
Just accuse
now
people.
do we get any clues or
no.
Nope. The rest is entirely up to you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I clearly know who it is. So,
well, I don't know. I was singing show tunes to myself, so apologies if any of that was picked up
well,
on.
I mean,
I'm pretty
it's
sure I know.
you got a 50% chance of deciding who it is, or you know, is there more than one werewolf in the deck? I don't know.
That's for you guys to figure out.
Ah, so then
Uh,
I'm right either way.
I say Marley is the werewolf. No.
Oh yeah, that's exactly the chat room.
Mhm.
Chat room, dang you.
The chat room. The chat room's sneaky.
So I mean, are we just supposed to say who we think it is?
No, well, you got 5 minutes to decide. I mean, you
It's
can say who
entirely
you
up to
think-
you guys.
You
Oh,
can
yeah,
say
I
who you
think-
think.
I
it is.
think it's super. I think it's super. She's the
And I
werewolf.
mean you too, audience at home, because we only got 3 people here, so we're making this a good old-fashioned democracy.
Oh, Marley just said woof, so she's confirming that Marley is right.
I thought werewolves more of a.
There's one winner.
Polly says you need at least 7 players to play. Odd numbers players work best.
Oh, we have.
No.
Yeah,
Oh, absolutely. Easier to get paranoid.
Oh
that
yeah,
way,
I'm
but
sure if it was more
there's a
people
bunch of
on
different
cast, it
versions.
would have been fantastic. However, everybody was out to go see Infinity War and drive to travel, and there's another cast that's being recorded right after this that was taking up some time, and yeah, so it's you get the lovely 4 of us to talk and not make a bunch of people on here paranoid with each other of who's the
Or sit here and not talk with dead air, as
yes.
Jack Malice called out.
Which clearly we won't be playing a second round of this just for the dead air, but this is a cool game. It does seem like a fun.
If anything, hopefully it gives you at home like something to think about. Maybe this would be fun to play in a group, especially if you're maybe having some adult beverages or something. Would make a fantastic game.
Yes.
Well, audience,
Who do you think?
Do you have any votes?
I mean, Super. He called you out and said you're the werewolf.
Who did?
I did.
Leon.
Aw, that's just mean.
I mean, are you gonna tell him he's wrong?
Of course he's wrong. Do I look like a beardy werewolf to you?
Well, but werewolves are allowed to lie, so you know.
If he, I mean, look at Nest. He looks like today's version of Lon Chaney. Lon Chaney? Don Chaney? Lon Chaney, right? The guy that
Don
played the
Cheadle.
werewolf originally?
Don Cheadle.
Not
Yeah,
Don
not that
Cheadle.
one.
I know it's not no Don. No, it's Lon Chaney, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Lon Chaney Jr.
He was great, by the way, in Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein when he played the Wolfman.
Boy, we're really
beautiful.
throwing it back here,
His
aren't we?
kindred spirit.
Yeah. So you're saying it's me?
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Is
Folks
the
at
5
home?
minutes up yet? Well, the folks at home should know because they were watching the thing, so they'll see the actual cards. So
I
we
know,
don't have to
I
keep
know.
guessing. I think we can cut the 5 minutes short since we got to move on and with things and stuff and not get too much dead air of back and forth between the 3 of us. I'm with Beacon and I say that it's Super as well.
That's just- you guys are mean.
So, Super, who do you say it's me?
I
And
said it.
that's actually time anyway.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
And this was Beacon until the robber got to him.
Right?
Which is
So
what I suspect.
Stabbed? Did he get stabbed by
No,
Messi the
he's-
robber?
Stole
No,
my
the-
skull.
The robber gets to steal your roll.
Nice.
Which
That's a
So-
as a seeker, I knew that Mess was the robber.
Yeah.
So
And I
Nice.
took his card.
Yeah, he actually chose Mess.
the only thing I didn't know was if he stole Super's role, which means he would have been the werewolf. So I wasn't totally sure on that, but
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
I was taking a guess on it.
And
Gotcha.
this was Super.
It was.
So,
which I thought was funny because I'm
Yeah.
the only non-bearded person on the cast.
oh, it's okay. You don't have to have a beard to turn into a werewolf.
Got that all over beard. I think this might
So-
still go off.
It was a fun game. I enjoy it. I think it would be fun to play other times.
It would
But yeah,
definitely
there was
be
a lot
fun
of dead air.
with, like Paulie was saying, it would definitely be fun with like about 7 people playing together in the same room.
This would be a good recorded cast game.
Paulie says all we need is a drunk Zorro and this show is complete.
And now that I'm not misplacing everybody, I could definitely run it again at some other point for you with much faster.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just a lot of...
Because most of it is the art of dissembling, shall we say.
And Jack asks Super if the screwdriver and batteries are for her werewolf clippers.
No.
Yeah.
I use invisibility potion.
That's totally code for screwdriver is the drink that's giving her energy, which is
Yes.
so. There you go. She's drinking
Okay.
energy. Don't drink.
Who filled my screwdriver with batteries?
So I'm going to move on to a different game that's going to be about debating for you guys to do. I think this will be a little bit more fun to go with. And then, of course, the chat room gets to vote as well as the other people that are not involved in this. But this is a game called Super Fight, which is this card game right here. What Super Fight is, usually you would get a hand. Each person would get 3 of these type of the white cards and 3 of the black cards. The white cards have a character on them. The black cards have a character trait to go along with that, and you would choose your best set to put together to win a fight. And then you have to debate and discuss why your choice would win that said fight, and everybody else votes on who did the best on that. So
Uh-oh.
we're going to randomize this. So I'm just going to pull a white card and pull a black card. And
Just going to say, Big Papa Matt's been training me. Watch out.
well, that's the thing is, since you were not the game player last time, Igor, we're going to let you go with the first one that was drawn so that you can get an idea of what your battle thing is going to be. But your fighter is a rhinoceros that can change into a blink at will. So that's what it is. So you are a character that can change into a rhinoceros at will. So that is what your fighter is.
Okay.
And since Super was the werewolf last time, we'll let her be the other fighter to go up against.
Awesome.
And once whoever the fighter is that wins, it stays in battle against the next fighter. And they give their quips about how they would beat, and then we do. So Super, your fighter
All right.
is the UN and can teleport, but goes blind for 10 seconds after each use.
Aw.
But
You
would
say
be
the
like,
UN?
the UN.
Okay.
And Jack asked a very funny design. Yeah. Yes, Jack, I think it does. Guys, be here live for the chat room.
Sadly, rhinos often don't marry.
Yeah. But Igor, go ahead. Start debating, you and Super, on why and I'm going to give you guys a minute debate on it, but let you give your reasoning. But why your character that can change into a rhinoceros at will would win in a fight against the UN that can teleport but goes blind for 10 seconds after each use.
Okay, so am I the UN or am I
You are the UN, Super.
Well, hell, if you can teleport, you just teleport. Is there a limit on how far you can teleport? Because I think teleport.
No, but you go blind for 10 seconds.
But does that stop you from teleporting?
No.
It's afterward. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you get there and you're blind. You get where you're going and you're blind.
Okay, well, I would just teleport up on top of a building then, and I want to see a rhino climb the side of a building.
But then you're just running, not fighting.
Well,
So-
not if you.
Am I not supposed to join in this? I'm sorry.
So this is the entire UN, is that right?
Yes. You are
I'm up against the entire UN.
UN, and the UN can teleport But go
Oh
blind.
hell, then you teleport to a freaking gun store, wait for the blindness to wear off, grab some freaking elephant rifles, teleport back, and you shoot.
But
And
you're
on a
the
complete
UN.
side note, Mr. Producer Man, I'm watching the chat too, and
Yes.
yeah, I think we need an adult.
What about you, Pete? Igor? How would you win your battle?
Well, so I can change it. I'm some dude what can change into a rhino at will, right?
Yes.
Well, again, Mr. Miyagi taught me well. So if the UN's teleporting around, people are going to notice, especially if they're stumbling around trying to figure out where they are for a few seconds every time they do it.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe Rhino Man won't catch you immediately, but eventually he's going to figure out where the UN will go. He can be waiting and turn into that rhinoceros that can run up to 35 miles per hour. Is strong enough to topple a car with one mighty headbutt, and you don't even need to worry about hurting yourself with using your horn for that, because that's really just made out of hair, so that doesn't feel nothing. Plus, I've used it. Well, Polyfuse, you're on kind of the same track as I am. Have you looked at the UN lately? Do they really seem like they're in Usain Bolt shape? No, they don't. A rhino's gonna catch a blind and stumbling UN pretty easily.
Nice. Any rebuttal, Super?
I charge 35 miles per hour all you want. You're still going to be facing elephant rifles.
And Jack
In
asked
some countries.
if one teleports to the all go blind. Yeah, and that you bring up a very good point too, Beacon. Vote wise, I mean, Beacon, who would you say would based off of their?
I think just my comment right there that I threw out in the chat, like that's a whole lot of people going up against one rhino.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and all of them likely have security guards and
Their security guards can't teleport. Excuse me. And guns aren't allowed in the UN building.
There you go.
So you're not going to have them when you get there.
Who said
I'm
we were
pretty sure
racing
rhinos
UN?
aren't allowed in the UN building either, though.
That's why I change into one after I get there.
Oh,
That's what Jack makes the point. Is once they're blind, then the rhino could run them down while they're not seeing what's going on.
Not all in 10 seconds though. That's the whole point.
Yeah,
that's
true.
What is the land speed of the average rhino? And are we talking about like an African white rhino? Are we talking about a black rhino? Like, I mean, because this stuff matters, like the land speed and velocity.
They can run up to 35 miles per hour.
And they
I think we just
trample that
segued
many
into
people in 10 seconds.
I think we just segued into a Monty Python joke.
That's what I was thinking. I would have to go vote wise as well. I would give it to Super's team. It's just hard. I like that Igor had a much better rebuttal and plan. But yeah, if like she said, he can take out so many in 10 seconds, but if they teleported, grab some guns and
Jack's throwing out a great point, though. He says it is the UN. They can't decide on what to have for lunch. Let alone
I was just going to say that too. My rebuttal was just like the UN answer.
That's true. Look, they're never going to make it anywhere in a teleport because they'll never all decide to teleport to the same place.
That is a very good point. That's
they're all just going to stand around like the rhino.
I can't tell who's winning and losing anymore, and you know what? I'm still happy because either which way, I like the idea of slamming a rhino man to blind teleporting the United Nations. I do. Say what you will about me, NSA. Say what you will.
Do we have a vote in the chat room? Did the chat room give who their vote, the tie-breaking vote? Because Brecon changed his vote. Anything. Jack, Polly, Marley, anybody. Son of Maku.
Let's see.
Oh, Rhino
Marley
Man.
voted for me. Polyfuse wants to know if that means Super is full of blind men.
This is going to be fun.
The UN are the lawed rhino
Outlawed rhino hunting.
so they can't shoot rhinos, so therefore Rhino Man wins all day.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
Super makes a good point.
You're being charged. I mean, they believe in self-defense. They're not stupid.
There's stand your ground laws within the UN building.
Yeah.
Actually, your other point's better. You are the UN. You could change the laws right back.
But that's getting all of them to decide to do that together. When was the last time they decided anything unanimously?
Theoretically, you could vote while teleporting. So yeah.
So I think we're saying that. So Marley voted in the chat. So we got 2 for Rhino Man.
Yeah, we're
okay. So I guess Rhino Man wins. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take another bout between me and Beacon. So the hosts going against each other. And I just drew the 2 cards, and I'm very surprised at the way they came out because this is perfect. One of them is very realistic on it, but I drew yours first, Beacon, and I drew mine second. Beacon, your fighter is a lucha libre wrestler.
Oh yeah,
that can be killed by water.
Yeah.
Okay. My fighter is Jason, who's afraid of water.
Oh, we're definitely not fighting near water.
That's funny.
I definitely have the upper hand. As a luchador wrestler, I am very skilled and trained in hand-to-hand combat. Whereas Jason is just kind of a thug with a knife. Like, I feel like the wrestler is going to have more technique and ability to disarm Jason, as well as to put him in many different chokeholds, body slams, sleeper hold. That's my opening statement.
You would put me to sleep.
Like,
no, Jason's gonna take out a lucha libre because it's Jason. I mean, yeah, I come packed with a weapon, so you come swing anything at me, my machete's gonna be chopping that off anyways. Also, on top of that, I have mother issues, so I'm really gonna be backing that in, and my mask is much more prolific than your mask, so it's a little bit more guarding, and you what you would have to take at me, you can literally blow me into a bunch of tiny pieces, and I'll still come back somehow, some way to take you out.
It's a good point. It's a good point. The problem,
however, I can't squirt you with water because I'm very afraid of it.
So
your one weakness I can't take advantage of.
The problem is that Jason is one man/monster, whereas anybody that's ever watched luchador wrestling knows that luchador wrestling is a community. So you're not just fighting one man in a luchador mask. You are fighting a whole nation of luchadors that are coming after you, Jason. They're going to put the hurt on you. Cripple crossface and stuff, man. No, you're not going to have a mask anymore because it's going to get all busted open. Chair to the face.
I don't need a but yeah, he doesn't need a mask. If you said well, that's the other thing is which Jason are we talking about? Are we talking about the Jason Voorhees or the mother playing Jason Voorhees? Yeah, that's all I could say is I can't I'll go against a whole army of luchadors. You can't kill me.
Which, by the way, somebody's listening to this and is actually starting to create that film right now. The next Jason installment, which is a bunch of luchadors attacking, or Jason attacking a big luchador wrestling match. Yeah.
Meanwhile, on another website, somebody's OEs are orchestrating this fight in in Equestria, and somehow Sephiroth is still involved as well.
Well, we're getting down to the end of it. So, what say you, Super and Igor? Who wins that battle between us?
I think Jason would, because I think it's easier to overcome a fear of water to kill an enemy than
But
actually.
based off of my argument and his argument, who do you think's the better would be?
Oh, well, he had more flair with his argument.
Okay.
So
I didn't have
definitely
much I
had the
could do.
passion to back it up.
What
Yeah.
about you? What about you, Igor?
Well, so I say lucharán because Jason has lost his mask on several occasions. So this fight's over before it could begin because he could never step into the ring with honor.
Oh.
And the winner I would do would be going between Rhino Man and Luchador, but we only have 2 minutes, so unless you guys can wrap that fight up in 2 minutes, because Marley wants to see Luchador versus Rhino, is what she said.
I guess the argument is it just depends on if I get to bring all my luchador family.
No, it's just you and me, buddy. I'm ready. You ready?
If it's just mano a mano, then I gotta say the Rhino's probably gonna trounce the
Remember,
Well, you want to see
be killed by water, Luchador.
Yeah, that's tough. That's a tough chokehold to try to put on a Rhino.
Actually, I've got one for you. You want to see if you can give me a rebuttal?
Sure.
All right. So we step into the ring. I change into a Rhino, run you right out of the ring, the theater, and through a car wash because you can't choke me out. Your move.
I'm waiting to die.
Yeah.
No, I would agree. If it's just one-on-one, the luchador is probably going to lose that match.
Yeah, it's just one-on-one.
No amount of steel chairs.
He has no rebuttal. He just gives. He he's tapping out.
For what it's worth, I was genuinely curious.
So that is Super Fight. There are tons of expansions for Super Fight. It is actually made by Skybound Games. So Skybound Comics makes the game. So
Yeah, that was awesome.
And it's one to check out. This was an attempt because of Tabletop Day tomorrow to try and have fun playing some table games, and I think we had fun. We may have had some dead air, but I think we had some fun with it. I hope the chat room enjoyed it some too. Next week we will be back with our normal style of casting, where we'll be talking about what we're geeking out on.
Talking about Jim Carrey crawling out of the Rhino.
Well, see, that's the thing. It came right after F honor luchadores don't wrestle in water. And for a moment, I'm just tired enough that I got really scared but intrigued by the context because I don't know why the luchador would have Jim Carrey.
Right?
Well, because Jim Carrey's part of the UN transported, and then was blind and tried to transport again and ended up inside the Rhino, and the rest is pet detective history.
If you guys want to try and pick up any of these games to try them out amongst friends at parties and stuff like that, definitely head over to Amazon. You can go to the link for Amazon through our website, malice-corp.com. There's a link right there. Any of the games that we played, Werewolf, I'm assuming would be on Amazon. I know Super Fight and all of its expansions are. There's a dungeon expansion on there with the sword and sorcery. So it's almost turning it into a dungeon crawl game. So it's kind of cool.
You can get Blood Bowl. You can buy Blood Bowl sets on Amazon as well. If you want to join Jack Malice with a little bit of Blood Bowl.
Yep. So next week we'll be back talking nerd news, talking what we've been geeking out on, and back to the normal setup of things. This was just a tryout thing. If you guys enjoyed it, please leave a comment letting us know that we should do this more often whenever other game days come around. Or if you didn't and think it should die a slow death, let us know that as well.
or a quick death. Or if you have ideas for better games that you're like, oh, you guys really should try this one. Definitely.
Or folks, especially ones we could easily play with you. I mean, we know there's video games, of course, but anything like this that we could play with you guys, we'd love to do that at the same time. Get the cast and the audience in on it at the same time would be amazing.
Yes.
Serious.
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
rhino says so.
Hey, the rhino.
So let's talk about where we can follow everybody. Mr. Igor, where can we follow you?
Twitch.tv Harris_Doubleton, whenever it is that I actually stream. Most of the time it'll be this, MaliceCast Live, malice-corp.com, and I am 1/4, soon to be 1/5 of the esteemed comic book podcast, Comics for All, on iTunes, Stitcher, and podcasts.com, and on Twitter at All for Comics. All for Comics and Comics for All. I'm not Big Papa Matt. Don't look at me like I'm going to keep going. I'm done.
I'm just, no, I was
was a
trying to
big
think of some Three Musketeers quip to say. Yeah, it's a fantastic cast, guys. Definitely go check out, listen to it. It's on Stitcher, so and it really is for everybody in comics. Where can we follow you, Super?
You can follow me on Twitter at SuperHoovianNut. Follow me on Instagram at SuperHoovianFreak. I'm on Twitter more, to be honest. Come join me on Twitter. I talk about anything, everything, and the conversations always never go in the direction you expect, so it's a good time.
Awesome. And Beacon.
Yeah, you can follow me at beacon_MaliceCorp on Twitter, or you can check me out on PlayStation Network if you want to join in a monster hunt. I'm always down. Not always down, but if you shoot me a message, I'll join you in a hunt. And also make sure you're checking out all of our podcasts on iTunes and Stitcher, giving us those 5-star reviews. It doesn't hurt you to give us 5 stars. It helps us. We appreciate it. Make sure you're checking out this Twitch channel for live updates. Make sure you're subscribing if you have that Amazon Prime subscription. We'd appreciate your support there as well. But yeah, definitely check out Quest for Movies. So at Quest for Movies on Twitter. We'll be dropping episode 6 probably on Monday. It should be available on iTunes and Stitcher. I just got to do a little bit of editing since we just recorded.
Awesome. Yeah, and like he said, do check out all this is a network of podcasting for all things nerd, for everybody to be able to geek out and nerd out about the things that they love to talk about. So we have Quest for 100, the Quest for Movies on Twitter. That's them, Beacon and Big Papa Matt, trying to watch 100 movies in a calendar year. You have Nerd Mosh Pit, which is another group of great nerds and geeks just nerding out on things. You also have Malice Corp Smack Talk, our new wrestling cast. Right now it's only on podcast.com. Second episode is going to get recorded tonight, so that'll be coming out shortly. And you have Comics for All, which is our great comic book podcast going on. So it's growing, it's getting bigger. If there's an idea that you guys have and you'd like to come and join the family of nerds, please let us know. Reach out to us on Twitter at Malice Corp. You can follow me on Twitter at Mest_Malice Corp. You can follow this cast at MaliceCast, and you can follow us on Instagram at Malice_Corp. We appreciate you guys coming out. If you have that Amazon Prime and you want to click that subscribe button, every 30 days you get a free subscription that you can give to somebody. Go ahead and hit that subscribe and you'll help us out, and we greatly appreciate it. But with that, thank you so much for coming out. Thank you for watching us fail or succeed however we did on this today's cast, and you guys keep nerding on, and we'll see you next week.
Yep. Stay nerdy out there.